Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. This is Amir Kirtikar and I'm a first year MBBS student at GMC Mumbai. Being on YouTube and even in person many times, I've been asked this question that despite of belonging to the SC category and having a quite good score, which could have easily got me into other colleges like KEM, AIIMS and Nagpur and all of them, that why did I choose GMC Mumbai as my college of dreams? So in this video, we'll be talking about this topic, but before that, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to check out the other videos I've made on my channel. I make a lot of content related to medical life, music, and all other stuff. That's why I'm a medical musician. Okay, so beginning with the first thing, that why did I choose the state of Maharashtra? Being a Maharashtrian and speaking and Marathi being my mother tongue, it really gets easier for me to communicate with patients and everybody in Marathi. And I did not think of going to any other state unless and until I was getting something like AIIMS Delhi or something, which I knew I wouldn't. So I did not want to go to any other state because I knew if I go towards the south, I'll surely face a lot of language issues. And even if I go to some northern states, I might face some amount of language issues, and also the culture and the environment. I thought that I wouldn't be able to suit to that so well. So इसलिए I chose Maharashtra as my state, and मैंने पहले decide कर लिया कि unless and until I get something very high like AIIMS Delhi or something, I'm not going to think of going out of Maharashtra. So this was my first choice. Now next thing, after I got my NEET scores and all of that, I had two cities at my topmost choice. That is Mumbai or Pune, right? Now, Pune has a special place in my heart because my sister stays there. But Mumbai is the place where I've been born and brought up and everything. And I was quite dicey between Mumbai and Pune. So I went to Pune, I stayed there with my sister, and I did not think I can survive in a city like Pune because especially the weather and all is quite different. And even then, I did not want to go for Pune. So then I finally decided my city that Mumbai it is, and I want to go for Mumbai, right? Also, I was a little dicey between going for AIIMS Nagpur, but I'll tell you all the reason in the further part of the video that why I did not go for AIIMS Nagpur. Now, talking about Mumbai, the topmost medical colleges in Mumbai were KEM, JJ, Nair, Sion, and Cooper, right? So I did not want to go for something like Cooper because Cooper is a quite recently opened medical college, right? And it is BMC college, and that's why I felt that it would be better if I can go for something more older, like either Nair or Sion or KM or JJ. Okay, so then I decided why. What about Nair? So Nair, the thing is that it is BMC non-hospital, right? Because of which the infrastructure things are not that good and the hostel facilities are not that good, and all of these colleges are quite far from my house, so I knew that I would be needing something like an hostel room, right? Same thing with Sion. In fact, Sion falls at Dharavi, that is in Sion Hospital, because of which my parents were a little dicey to let me go to Sion, so that's why we cut off Sion from our list. So now I was left with the topmost two choices, that is KEM and JJ. To be very honest, to be very brutally honest, at a time I did want to go into KEM, right? But what changed my mindset from KEM to JJ and why I did get into JJ? So, yeah, the first thing was I spoke to two people who were studying, one at KEM and one who was done studying at JJ, right? So, I spoke to both of them, and they both told me, I won't tell who they were, but they both told me that like the life at how the life at KEM is, how the life at JJ is. Of course, KEM being a BMC run hospital, the postings and the internship there are very hectic. But whereas JJ being state government run hospital and there are four hospitals under it, the internships are a bit less hectic, because of which you get a lot of time to study for PG. This was one of the most probable things I heard from those two. And after that, I was they shared their own experiences, like how their life was. And then I finally came to the consensus that I do want to get into JJ just because of the life and the ambience, okay? Because both of the colleges are tie breaking colleges, okay? There are certain things about academics of JJ which I've made a separate video also about, but I'll be talking about it in the further part of the video. That to decide between these two tie-breaking colleges, I decided to visit them personally. I visited KEM and I visited JJ, and absolutely, I fell in love with the campus of JJ. It's a plush green, a very huge campus, and I couldn't go through the whole of it because it's quite a lot of to go about, and I was new to the campus first of all. But then I finally decided that yes, I want to put JJ as my topmost priority and not KEM. And also, the patient inflow at both the hospitals is absolutely great. and all other things were great. But just I felt that I also want to pursue my hobbies alongside with my studies, right? Because MBBS studies do get a lot hectic, and I felt that JJ college like GMC Mumbai, which is culturally so enriched, can give me a better opportunity to take my hobbies forward. And yes, I do get a lot of chance through the clubs of at my college, and I'm interactive in one or two of the clubs. So yeah, I do get a lot of opportunity to do my hobby. And yes, I have YouTube as my platform where I do a lot of my YouTube stuff. And also, I don't know, like somehow my mindset changed from KEM to JJ after I heard to all what those two said. I'll be very honest, none of those two gave me negative views about the colleges. They told me honest things, right? They did not tell, like they did not put a filter like positive negative. I have made a very detailed comparison video about KEM versus JJ. Now coming to AIIMS Nagpur. Right, I know AIIMS is a brand. To be very honest, AIIMS is a very big brand, and it's a very great brand. Right. To graduate from AIIMS is a great brand. But also at the same time, I focused on the thing that AIIMS Nagpur is a very recently opened college, right? Just like 5 or 6 years ago, and also the postings at AIIMS Nagpur are not that good as compared to this KEM and JJ. That's what I felt. Like, that this could be a difference in perspective. I feel there's a lot more practice at these two hospitals than at AIIMS Nagpur, because of course, if you are a patient, you would want to go to a hospital where there are more experienced doctors, right? I won't say that the doctors at AIIMS, the education at AIIMS Nagpur is really great, because the academics for AIIMS is known for the academics. But talking about the practical exposure, I would seriously not give AIIMS above these two colleges, KM and GT. This is my personal perspective. Please don't flag me for this. Yeah. Now coming on to my college and how my life has been being at college. See, initially the few months I did have a dilemma that did I make the right decision by getting into JJ, and बहुत लोग भी ऐसे पूछ रहे थे मुझे कि why didn't you go for KM and all of that. But then finally, now when I'm towards the end of my first year, I'm like, oh my god, I have thoroughly enjoyed my first year. I've studied a lot, and one of them told me, like the person who studied at JJ told me, see, if you are oriented that you want to study, and if you are not going to fall for peer pressure, then yes, you will be able to study at JJ, and I feel that JJ is a very huge a huge world in itself. Like, there are 250 people in my class, and all different 250 people. Like, you need to have survival strategy. You also need to make good peers and good friends. You also need to know कि किसको कितना पास रखना है, किसको कितना दूर रखना है. You learn all kinds of things there. And I'll be very honest, out of those 250, there are some people in my class who are brilliantly scholar. There are some people who just study for passing. There are some people who are extremely talented in terms of extracurricular activities. But there are all kinds of people, right? And I wanted to get into a place like that. And I've really enjoyed my experience. I don't even regret it, like 0.001% getting into JJ. It's a great place, and I would seriously say that the practicals, at least I studied physiology and anatomy, and those two were like the practicals were really good at these two subjects. So this was all for today. And like, people can have contrasting views. I can understand, some might like KEM more than JJ, but ultimately it is up to you, right? And you need to decide. I've made a detailed video of how can you choose the best college for you. You should analyze your personality also at the same time. So yeah, I hope you all like the video. If you all like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share it with your other friends, and also don't forget to comment below and tell me what you feel about my video. Yes, till then, I'll see you all in the next video. And if you have any doubts regarding anything, you can just message me on my Instagram, which is @_medicomusician_. Till then, see you all in the next video. Bye bye.